Hi everyone. Hi, I'm Cheryl. I'm currently with Willis Towers Watson. The company is a corporate risk broking firm, and we also do HR consulting. My role is with regional management and sales and client management. And I also have some interest in the social impact sector where I run my own think tank called the Social Co.
Hi everyone, my name is Faith. I'm a regional treasury manager of Hot 8 Trading. We are commodity companies that service timber solutions worldwide. Mainly our factory is in Indonesia, and we have a subsidiary in Australia. So I take care of the project financing as well as the cash flow and treasury solutions.
Hi everyone, my name is Gibson. I'm currently with Chevron, one of the oil major as a business development specialist. I joined Chevron's business and commercial MBA program, and currently I'm in one of the rotation doing analytics work supporting the traders.
When I joined the program, I was with a fintech startup. My background is actually in accounting, so it's just been pretty much in the finance space for a long time. When I joined the program, I'm 10 years into my career. What I found, just interacting with my classmates, attending classes, just going through the case studies really provided me with more holistic perspective that put me in a better position in terms of understanding various industries just outside finance. Even though now I'm still sort of in like the finance industry, like insurance, but it's more gearing towards consulting and a wider range in that sense. So I think that put me in a good position to kind of talk more, not just a one-track kind of experience. I think that part, it helps me. I'm not sure if everyone has the same experience, but pretty much I think that it's a kind of experience that we all go through together. How I actually got even the opportunity was through our career services office. It was a referral given, and so it was something that I'm also kind of appreciative of, and I think that also helped to kind of just give us the opportunity to just showcase what we have learned in the program, and also leveraging on our past experience, of course.
I graduated with an engineering degree, and at first I started out as a supply chain manager, managing different Asia Pacific manufacturing sites. A lot of interaction with sales and marketing folks, and I decided to make a career switch into the commercial space. While I was in the commercial space and I've been doing that for the longest time ever, it seems like a natural progression for me to take an MBA, partly because I thought it could help to refine my work process, possibly even enhance the quality of my deliverables. Not to say that my deliverables are not good, but I just thought, okay, how to improve it further. And so the MBA kind of helped provide me the framework and tools for me to do my work. For example, in my current role, I was asked to do some strategy-related work. I can confidently say that the MBA certainly helped to frame my solutions and frame my story to relevant stakeholders in the company. On top of that, and what is more important about the MBA, it provides a wider perspective on the challenges faced by other industries. As most of us are entrenched in one job or one industry, you wouldn't get to see other industries and what are some of the challenges that they faced. So the MBA is like a perfect platform for you to mingle around with people from different industries, and having that perspective certainly helped to shape my commercial acumen and business acumen in doing what I'm doing.
I started off as a credit risk analyst in the financial market for Standard Chartered. So it was quite a specialized role, and when I was called upon into the family business, it is very different perspective, and it's a lot of problem solving. So I think MBA gives you tools that you need to identify the problem, study a problem, and have a hypothesis about how to resolve the issue, and run tests on how to improve the solutions further and have a better solutions is a constant reiterating process for me. But it also in the company as a whole, because given that it is a regional business with entities across Indonesia and Australia, so by having a lot of cultural differences in Australia and Indonesia, MBA does give you a better insight. And also, more importantly, you meet people with different thinking and you come across people with different specialty and you learn more from them.
To me, at least, what digital transformation, when I first heard of it, I thought it's all about what digital tools that the company can deploy to increase efficiency in the company. But when I took the course, I realized that it's a lot more than it. It's a lot more than just the tools alone. In fact, tools it comes later. What is more important is the strategy, the talent that you have, and of course the culture. So in the MBA course, you will probably hear this a lot, that culture eats strategy for breakfast. So culture is very important to if you want to implement any strategy, and even more so for digital transformation for any enterprise. We are currently in the transition of, or you would probably commonly hear this the fourth industrial revolution, and this is the digital age. And in a company, you probably have a good mix of people who born into this digital age, or some who's this whole thing is totally new to them. So for me, what I think really relevant that I learned is the culture is very important in the digital transformation.
Transformation is also a very big term, right? A lot of businesses are right now facing huge challenges because of the COVID crisis. Right? For them, it is a matter of survival, right? The demand is totally depressed, and revenues are down, and they can't even, keep all their workers together. And then we have, the business writers talking about digital transformation. Is it really practical right now to be talking about digital transformation? Because everything that is associated with digital transformation seems to involve money, investments, right? Investments in the infrastructure, the processes, the systems, and so on and so forth. And right now, you can't even feed your workers, right? So how do you even implement digital transformation at this time? In fact, should businesses be even thinking about digital transformation?
Well, I think even more so that businesses would need digital, whether it's transformation or just get started on that process. Whether it's to open new markets, whether it's to reach out or to do engagement with your existing clients or markets. While we are all going through sort of unknown times, so are our clients, so are our partners, our suppliers. And I think, number one, it helps with growing the business in this kind of times. And number two, it also kind of sustains engagement and relationships with your entire ecosystem. And number three, it equips your employee with kind of more resilience. It also keeps that employee engagement going. So I think of all times, this is it has shown that having that digital transformation is even more important.
A lot of people have this impression that digital transformation is about automation, and automation is about cutting jobs. And during this time when there is a need to actually preserve jobs, so is there actually anything at odds here, right? Or have we understood the term digital transformation wrongly? Faith?
Digital transformation is not just simply about automation, right? So it's about harnessing the customers network that we have as well. It's harnessing more of the data that's actually available, but we're not able to tap into it to produce even more foresight. So digital transformation, we look into also how we can grow into something new, and at the same time, we talk about incumbents, companies, and all. It's not that they are not unicorns, but they could still sandbox, do experimental way of getting prototypes and moving into adjacent markets, growing further. Because moving forward is the only way to go. They can't just stop and say that, oh, because of automation, because of this such barrier, they can't move forward. But I think back to what Gibson said about culture. The culture needed to have is actually an agile workforce. If you can bring people together with different expertise, with different areas of knowledge, and come together and innovate further, because that is what is going to move us forward. Right now, the productivity is not there. People can't just pause their life and not create more productivity to move forward. So digital transformation comes in very handily right now, especially now that it is required like a low period of time for all the companies. Even more so, it's easier for the digital transformation to occur.
It's really more about the mindset, the culture, right? It's a culture that promotes innovation, that promotes change to improve the productivity, to improve processes, or rather a medium-sized retail chain, say a department store, right? Or a specialty chain store in Singapore. How can they pursue digital transformation at this time?
Well, in fact, I've heard from just friends in the industry. Many of these retailers are also taking this chance to strengthen their branding engagement again with clients. So maybe strengthening the way you and the reach that you have online could actually be even greater than offline. So in that sense, there's opportunity there. Then the other way is also, of course, to explore how you can strengthen your whole kind of logistical from offline to online to offline again kind of whole ecosystem, strengthening that partnership that you might already have, but this is also a time where you know what works, what doesn't work, and to strengthen it at the same time. And then of course, so branding to your ecosystem, to just making that adjustment or strengthening your culture within as well. So that was outwards, and now it's within the resilience of your employees, and also to kind of build that culture of being agile.
I think the right way to think about digital transformation is it's not to focus on the technology first, right? People get very carried away by digital technology, and I think the culture, the processes, the soft aspects are in fact more important. These are things that need to come first before the technology implementation can be.
I think it will be more of demographics. It's not that it doesn't mean that you're young, you will accept the new stuff. It's always the two extreme ends. The younger ones may not accept the changes, and then the elderly will just not getting used to it, basically.
PEN project is indeed our program highlight. As I mentioned earlier, we have a pool of very supportive, very close industry partners. Many of them sponsor the PEN projects on a repeated basis, and many of them are very good companies. I can't review the specific details of project to you, but I can name some of the companies. These include Nestle, Asia Pacific Breweries. We have also Zouk Group, the oldest disco in Singapore, the oldest nightclub in Singapore. We also have Raffles Medical Group, right? We also have Dell, right? Many of you may not be very familiar with this company, but it is a very large fragrance and flavors company called Takasago, right? So each of them sponsor some very strategic problems. As I mentioned earlier, it could be about entering new markets, it could be about developing a new product, it could be about some organizational issues that the company is facing, right? So typically there is a group of people within the company who will work closely with the MBA participants, PMBA participants.
Mine is about market entry, and it's interesting because you study about different aspects related to market entry. You bring across all the finance, operations, marketings, and even for, let's say, a segment, customer segmentation, and everything all in, which is what we actually learned during the MBA program for this whole couple of months of SPAN project.
What is the most memorable experience and what do you learn the most? I would say being in a commercial role, I get to in the oil and gas industry, suddenly taking MBA, I'm doing strategy work for a retailer or even a fashion outlet. It totally blew my mind about the things that needs to be considered and what are some of the strategy that they can take, digital marketing, how do they market their product. So I've learned a lot of things, but there are also some experience like entrepreneurship where I get to do new projects and how do I do up my pitch, how do I convince investors to invest in my company. So all this I have a lot of, I think, memorable experience, but all along, I think the main crux of it is the opportunity to work with different people and different people from different backgrounds, and even in projects in different industries. I think that would be the most memorable experience for me in the MBA.
I liked our classmates very much.
Brownie point for you.
No, I think it matters because that whole learning experience, everyone was asking questions, contributing perspectives, and not so you don't just kind of get stuck in your own group in terms of whether it's your SPAN group or any other groups. You actually get to interact with everybody, and everyone's very open to share, classroom wide also. So I think that made the experience almost perfect.
I mean, I totally agree with Cheryl. Like, to be in the class for 18 months with the same group of people, you get to grow together and you get to build memories from the different interactions that we had together, whether it be in group setting or one-on-one setting. You get to grow together. And the other experience that I really enjoy is actually the exchange program. I do really hope that all of you will get the chance to go into the exchange program. So I did mine with Tsinghua University. It introduced to a new insight of a venture capital in China and private equity in China. You get to go to companies such as Baidu, SAPs, and it just blow your mind of how much China has grew. So all these are deep insights experience that I had.
Okay, so we currently have a couple of classes. One of them is the SPAN project where we did it like what Louis said. Then the other one will be more traditional where we did case study. So the professor will talk about a topic and then all of us will give our individual inputs. So it's quite similar to what we have in a classroom setting, but then a lot less chaotic because I think everyone takes their turn to talk, as compared to when you're in face-to-face, when everyone will have to try to get the prof attention so that we can put in our inputs.
The eMBA is one of the advanced programs in our suite of graduate programs. since I am a marketing professor, I like to use an analogy of brand, right? So if you think about Nanyang Business School as the brand of cars, what brand of cars do you think Nanyang Business School is like? What I would think Nanyang Business School is Mercedes-Benz, right? Because Mercedes-Benz is very established, very steady, right? It stands for reliability, it stands for quality. When you buy a Mercedes-Benz car, you can't really go wrong, right? It is known to be a very, very good car, right? Can be a little bit boring, right? But it doesn't mean that the brand doesn't have any sexy model. So the EMBA is like the S class of Mercedes-Benz. It's the uppermost, the top of the line car. It is meant for people who are there, right? Who have arrived. They are in the senior management level, and the EMBA program admits those who are already operating their many of them are in the C-suite level, right? So they are the titles start with chief something or vice president or something. The lowest would be a director or something, right? So you are already in the senior management level, and the kind of issues that concern you are issues that the top leaders are worried about on a daily basis. So we don't, for the EMBA program, there's no time to go into the basics, right? Yeah, they start addressing most critical strategic issues that companies face, right? We have another program called Nanyang Fellows, which is for the mid-career executives, right? It's not quite senior management, so I would liken that to E-class. So around late 30s kind of level, right? You're accomplished enough, but you're not quite S-class yet. Okay? And then the youngest would be the Nanyang full-time Nanyang MBA. Okay, those 28-year-olds. That's the C class, right? It's a very youthful, energetic model, right? People who are up and coming, who have this, who have the drive, right, to more. But of course, at their level, the C class is what they are able to perform. I would think it's still at the C level because I like to think that our PMBA participants are still young, still youthful, right? Still energetic. If you're driving an E class, you're a bit uncle, right? A bit, right? But the PMBA C class is the AMG version of the C class. AMG, the Mercedes-Benz has the AMG lineup for every model, and AMG, everything is it's more well spec'd, right? You get more exclusive treatment, right? There's VIP treatment for a lot of the events and everything that you attend, right? So when you join the PMBA, you have this exclusivity, right? We attend classes in Novena campus. We feed you 3 times a day, exclusive executive type of treatment, right? But the MBA audience is generally not the senior management yet. They have come up from a rather specialized function mostly, right? They have only just begun to assume management or leadership responsibilities. So they may have 8-9 years experience, but they are not at the C-suite yet. So they need to go through the broad-based training first, right? So they're still required to take business foundation classes. Right? A lot of them actually they don't have a business first degree. Right? They may not even have any commercial experience, even though they may have 9-10 years experience. But still, in terms of commercial experience, still rather shallow, right? So that's the difference.